Okay, it was, you know, it was a heck of a game today. Our guys fought for 60 minutes. They battled. They showed a lot of heart and grit today. Didn't let the adversity that came up in the game affect them at all. They just kept playing. They kept playing for each other, and I'm extremely proud of them.
A lot of things went well in the second half. What was the biggest difference for you? What kind of triggered all that?
Well, first of all, I'm going to give, the staff did a heck of a job. Now, the offensive staff put together a great game plan throughout the game. We were able to run the ball and throw the ball both when we needed to. Defensively, we made some really nice adjustments at halftime, and I thought our kids just kept battling. The kids handled the adjustments, and they came out and they played hard all the way to the end. They just made a decision that they were going to finish this game.
Larry, Nathan probably had his best game, at least stat-wise, that he's had here. What was working for him?
Well, everything was working for him. I mean, he executed. He didn't, the thing that Nathan was, the problem was he was overthinking things, trying not to make a mistake. Today, he just played football. He really didn't worry about things. He just took the ball where it was supposed to go according to what the coverage gave him, and then he just played and lived with it, and I thought he did a really nice job.
What changed for him during this week in practice, if anything, in terms of his approach?
I think, Nathan's really hard on himself. I mean, he wants to please everybody. He wants to be as good as he can possibly be for his teammates and for the university and for the fans and everybody, and so he puts a lot of pressure on himself, and I think maybe he probably relaxed a little bit and just said, you know what, I just need to play ball.
The schedule was a little bit different, obviously, with the game last week and no practice for a few days. Did you have a handle on how you thought the guys were going to respond to the extra time and things being out of routine?
Well, I was hoping but you never know. I mean, because we did something that we had never done before, to have 4 or 5 days off like that in the middle of a season. That's not something that the guys are used to. But we constantly talked about how we were going to turn that into a positive. And our guys did that today. They really did. And I'm really proud of them.
Larry, after the way things went in the first 2 games, how much of is there a sense of relief, or win or lose, just to get stops on defense, to see the offense, get first downs when it needed to see things go the way you want them?
Relief, happiness, it's all of it comes together, because you're seeing the things that you've been doing. You know that once the guys start executing, you know that they can do it, and they get to see themselves doing it. So you get to build off of it, they get to learn from it. They know what they did in practice, how hard they worked in practice, and how it paid off in a game, and so they get to continue with that.
How does that particular aspect of what happened here today affect what Nathan does over the course of 4 quarters, when he is able to see things go well and that continue his, not overthinking?
Well, you hope that he sees that, if I just go out and play football, the game hadn't changed since he started playing when he was 8 years old or however it was. Just go out and play ball, and I can do it, because he knows he can, and he put too much pressure on himself.
How do you think Antonio ran the ball?
Oh, he ran well. I mean, you saw the guy was violent with his runs. He finished runs off. He broke tackles. That was big at the end there to pick up the first down. And he was just, he was a horse out there. He really was.
Another player that stood out was Daz Newsome. He got a lot of touches. What do you see from him, and how important is to this?
Well, you go all the way back to last year. Whenever the ball was in Daz's hands, he has a knack for making people miss and picking up extra yards. He's really good with the ball in his hands. So it was just a matter of time before we got the ball in his hands enough where he could make plays, and today he did that.
They had
I thought Michael was really good. Little things that you guys won't have seen. When we threw the touchdown pass to 21, they blitzed, and Mike was right there to pick up the blitz, and nobody really sees that. I saw it in the game, and if he doesn't pick that blitz up, we don't have that touchdown. But he just stoned the guy, just like he'd been in there every single snap. And so Michael's very unselfish. He cares about this football team, and he had a smile on his face. Just getting back on the field, back for him, was crucial.
They had -5 yards in the third quarter. Cole was particularly good, made some big plays in that quarter. How important was it to have a guy like that, who right now is the leader, especially with Malik out, to perform at that level when you guys needed that quarter?
Yeah, Cole is one of the leaders of our defense. He's obviously the guy that has probably the most experience of anybody out there, really. And he is a leader. Guys believe in him, and they know Cole's going to give you everything he's got every single time. And he's very, very intelligent. So he was able to handle the adjustments that JP and those guys made at halftime, and he made them work.
Larry, the official called Malik Carney's name with the unsportsmanlike penalty in the third quarter. Was that on Malik, and did you get an explanation for that?
It was after the fumble on the kickoff, and as those guys were running off the field, we had some guys that stepped on the field and were chest bumping with them, and Malik was one of those guys, yes.
Coach, what goes into coaching these maybe wide receivers? A lot of the passes are, maybe behind the line of scrimmage or just kind of 5 yards. I mean, how do you kind of coach these guys to legally hold their blocks and kind of keep going?
Well, these guys know in this offense, it doesn't matter whether you're throwing a 5-yard pass, a pass behind the line of scrimmage, a 40-yard pass, or you're running the football. We're going to be physical, and they know that they've got to be able to block, all right, if they're going to be on the field. If they can't block, they're probably not going to be out there. So we spend a lot of time blocking, because that's being a complete receiver is doing the things when you don't have the ball in your hands. That's what it takes. That means that the team is more important than you are. And I thought our guys did a nice job of that. I know we had a holding call on one that we would have liked to have not had, but those guys are battling out there.
Anything else?
A little off topic here, Coach. Today is the 11th anniversary of Mike Gundy's 40 on man rant, and you were on that staff.
Yes,
Any
I was.
memories, this being the 11th anniversary?
I remember every detail of it, actually, yes. Yeah, I was right there.
Anything special you want to share with us?
I don't know what to say. It's been said 1,000 times. Mike's a heck of a football coach, and that was a unique situation. Mike was, he was speaking up for one of his players, and I was not in the room when it happened, but I came in right afterwards, and I didn't get to see it until Sports Center that night, and so I had to go over across the street and see Mike and talk to him about it.
Have you ever attempted an impersonation of that?
No, I haven't. That's been done thousands of times, but that's not me. I don't have enough mullet.
All right, thank you, folks. Thank you, Coach. We'll have the players out in the hall just